If you're a little worn out from all the hardcore, roguelike PvP madness, this might be a nice change of pace. Hey people, Voice talking to you, and today we're checking out Town to City, a relaxing city builder with a gorgeous pixel art style. If you want to try this game out for yourself or see my full playthrough stream, there are links to both down in the description. We are the mayor of a newly founded community out in the scenic European countryside. Our goal is simply to build and grow our little hamlet from a tiny village to a prosperous city. Each day the train will come into station, bringing new families looking to settle down. Of course, each new citizen will have their own wants and needs that need to be met for them to remain happy. This is important because new families will only move in if your city's happiness is above a certain threshold, and the taxes that we earn is entirely based on how happy our citizens are. When you reach a set number of citizens, you can upgrade the level of your town, taking it from a dwelling to a hamlet to a village, and so on. Each level increases the settler limit and unlocks new buildings and decorations, but it will also add new expectations from your citizens like luxury goods or leisure. Since each new citizen will add demand to services and slightly decrease the overall happiness, you'll want to always be building new businesses and decorations to keep everyone satisfied. Don't worry if things get a little rough though, nobody will starve if there's not enough cheese or freeze if there's not enough houses. I don't know if unhappy settlers will eventually move out, but this isn't a colony survival game, and the focus here is on the zen of city building. You can pause at any time, move buildings around with no penalties, freely paint roads and terrain, and decorate your city with a diverse set of props that all contribute towards the happiness of your people. Now that isn't to say there's no strategy involved. Each building needs to be connected to a road, and each business you build will have a set radius it can service. Tactical placement of homes and storage is important for getting the most out of your workers. You'll also need to manage your city's workforce and logistics. Each store will need access to a warehouse, and each warehouse is supplied from the train station. The shorter the distance between supply depots and shops will decrease demand. Each building, be it a house or a business, will generate demand. The higher this demand, the more workers will be needed to meet it. So that means the more people shopping at the same clothing store, the more workers that store will need to run properly. On top of the stunning pixel art, the UI of this game is clean, simple, and very easy to understand. If demand in one building is too high, the slots for employees needed to fix it will light up green. Clear routes from warehouses to businesses show the exact demand from each structure and make what could be city skylines level of confusion into something that requires no real explanation. As I mentioned before, this is a game where aesthetics are very important. Decorations aren't just for our own appreciation, and they have a significant effect on the happiness of citizens. These items aren't limited by the buildings and their radius either. When a citizen is near a well-decorated area, their happiness will increase, regardless if that's near their home. So while commuting, while they work, and even when they're just walking around town. So take your time in making your city beautiful. Your people will appreciate it. There's also a fantastic amount of customization here to help you build exactly what you want. There's numerous variations to houses and decorations, many of which even have alternate versions that could be attached to other structures. So placing a street lamp on the wall of a house, for example, will turn it into a hanging lantern, or even a window light that snaps into place. Flower pots can be hung over door frames, benches can be placed on balconies, and all of it can be moved around and randomized to your heart's content. It's a really satisfying system the devs have going on here, and it makes for a perfectly relaxing experience that encourages creativity and functionality at the same time. As things progress, new challenges and opportunities will come your way too. Researching new buildings is always a great way to improve, but eventually special kinds of families will begin to make their way in, and new settlers may even have special requests for the mayor. So families of hikers may only be happy in a house near the cliffs, while a family of naturalists will want to be near lots of trees. These families may be more particular, but if their special needs are met, they can also produce more happiness and more tax revenue than standard folks. As for special tasks, these are optional quests where citizens ask for specific changes to the city, such as planting a set number of flower bushes or providing a tailor that sells red clothes. These tasks have no time limit and offer a fair bit of extra cash as a reward. Honestly, this game checked just about every box I had for this kind of experience. The level of detail is tremendous, and I could see myself spending lazy afternoons building up my little city, creating parks and shopping plazas, or even trying to figure out the best way to set up supply routes. That isn't to say everything was perfect, but I didn't encounter any bugs through the entire demo. I will say that as much as I like the painting tools for roads and terrain, the different textures don't always mesh well. For example, brick roads seem to be the only ones with hard curbs, so transitioning from that into a plaza road looks very rough. Additionally, the player's eraser and paint tools have separate settings, so if you want to quickly swap to the eraser to fix a tiny mistake, you might suddenly have a brush set to round instead of square, free draw instead of line, and 3 sizes too large. Personally, I feel like an undo button would be a very welcome addition. I'll also mention that there doesn't seem to be any options for difficulty, so if you want a more challenging tactical experience, I don't think this is going to be the game for you. As far as the general vibes go, this game reminds me a lot of Cardboard Town and Animal Crossing. With that in mind, if you love zen city building, meticulous decorating, and colorful pixel art, this game seems like a perfect fit. But anyway, I'm just the voice in your head, so what are your thoughts on Town to City? Are you here for the relaxed pace, or do you prefer some risk? What games does this art style remind you of? What changes would you like to see in the finished version? Let me know what you think down in the comments, I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, leaving a like or a comment really helps me out a ton, and could even secure our weekly supply of cheese. If you want more, subscribing is the best way to support what I do and keep new content coming your way, because I put out new stuff every week. Thanks so much for listening to me today. You'll be hearing from me again real soon.